Hello, everyone, and welcome to War in the Pacific Admiral's Edition. It looks like we grabbed another dot base. That looks like it was on New Britain. Wow, we're encroaching on Japanese space there. All right, the Snook submarine here patrolling the waters here in the Sea of Okhotsk. No action either side. Well, let's see if the whale, yeah, the whale got something in there. Severe damage, I think I read. This sub chaser's trying to get us, but it doesn't seem to. Now, the benefit of having these escorts, they don't seem to be working. I mean, here's where they're working. We can't do a surface attack at night or day um, because of these sub chasers. But otherwise, it appears that they're not really doing a whole lot. Now, I didn't hear that ship sink, so we'll see. Hey, I saw I saw his ship, and there's the Snook trying to finish it off. The whale gets a torpedo in, and the Snook gets another torpedo in. He's got ships there at Tavoy. I cru cruiser. I believe this is a mine layer. In any case, yeah, it's sunk now. That ship up here that we ended up with 2 total torpedoes into it. All right, continuing on. All right, and the Polak. I think that's 2 torpedoes into this ship. Let's see if here's the thing. I feel so. I mean, yeah, ooh, ground troops. Here's the thing. I'm gonna admit something. If I were him, this would be frustrating. So this is the third time that I had a chance to at least fire some depth charges, even if we don't destroy a sub, and still nothing. I mean, that look, I'm the Allies, so I'm content, but I wouldn't blame him if he's frustrated right now. And that sank, so that could be some ground troops on there. I mean, there were, but I'm talking about a sizable amount. Maybe not. These are cargo ships. They can't carry a ton of troops. I think maybe about twice the number of troops, give or take, that are in that can be carried by an APD. Which really isn't that much. All right, I'm gonna need to start hitting these air bases here, Burma and Thailand. But I am hitting Pegu today. But what I'm really looking forward to, I need to get Prom. Well, I'm gonna use Prom, I think. I can't remember. I'll worry about that later. But he hits us pretty hard here in China. I think it was Madang where he lost a lot. I know it was last video, but he lost several transport aircraft. I believe I'm gonna assume picking up guys from Madang, but he might be dropping guys off. I would imagine with the ground troops we have in New Guinea, he's probably not reinforcing because it's probably one of those things where he imagines there's no hope to hold it. Um, I mean, it's not like he's going to reinforce it and hold it against determined Allied um, offensives here. These 12 Liberators do a good amount of damage. But I'll probably have to do several raids to really put it back out of commission. That's what I really need to do. I just realized something. I should get mines into Tavoy. But yeah, I'll talk about my thoughts over there. Sounds like okay, we may have shot down a Babs here. Okay. Yeah, we had a cargo ship that had some damage from a collision. Wow, already to the land action. Let's get through that. Okay, we have over 3,000 now assault value here. Um, yeah, I don't know. That's plenty. Maybe I should slip down here and cross the river and try to infiltrate into his space. Might be worth looking into. Okay, airfield size 1 at Kusai. That's great. We're gonna get some fighters over here and put up some cap. That'll make me feel a little bit better, not knowing where his KB is. Plus, he technically could have bombers based at truck hitting us, but he hasn't done anything. I'm a little bit confused with that, but anyway. VB 104, nice. All right, April 10th, a third of the way through April. It's going by quickly. Um, I mean, the assets that were unlocked at the start of April feels like they're taking forever to accumulate, but other than that, we're yeah, one of these would have been nice to hit, but yeah, the assets aren't stocking up fast enough for my taste, but and here we are a third of the way through. Anyhow, although I say that, but the F6Fs I think are about. Come on. Seriously? We have at least 2 duds, if not 4. That is insane. I mean, I know we're supposed to have some higher dud chance still, but that's too high for my taste. Okay, moving on to air. He's still snooping at us at Kusai. And our carriers so far are still out of sight for him. There we go. Let's attack some of these guys, right? Nice. Maybe we'll get some lucky hits. Okay. So he's covering his troops this time, but we got a lot of fighters coming. You know what makes me nervous is I'm going to have a situation like we did before where where my bombers come in before we've cleared the skies. And then my sweeps come in later, but by then the bombers have swept it. But I don't know. We'll find out and keep our fingers crossed that our sweeps go first. And we'll watch this for a little bit. Our hurricanes are not bad, and then the pilots in them aren't bad. And we can also fly a bit higher than our P-40s. So all that combined makes me feel like maybe we can shoot down some of these Tojos. Also, I think we have better maneuverability with the Hurricanes than the P-40s, but let's see how this plays out. Um, Now it looks like we're on the losing end here so far, but he did have 25 to start with, and now he has only 20, 19. But I think I'm gonna speed this up because here's another scenario where it looks like we're relatively evenly matched. So let's get through that. He loses a few aircraft. We lose potential. So potentially 1 to 2. It could go any which way. And yes, I am very grateful for these P-40s, and hopefully we have some more sweeps coming. But I think 2 sweeps is better than, well, obviously 2 sweeps is better than 1, but before we only had 1 sweep and then the bombers came, and that was nowhere near enough. So let's see how this one goes. And because we have more sweeps coming in more air combat, let's expedite this here shortly. Let's see how the next few seconds goes. Okay, we were able to take out all the nicks, and I didn't see any damage, so maybe we just shot them all out of the sky. Maybe there's no more that'll show up later. See if we can knock out some of these Tojos. He has 15. This is going to be an evenly matched, take forever type of scenario. So I'm going to expedite and expedite the rest of this air combat. And here we go. All right. Looks like we both lost quite a bit. See how he had 15, we had 25, and we ended with 10 at after all that. It's kind of interesting because we both lost. I I'm not saying we both lost 15, but uh, between kills and you know, retreats, we both lost 15. So it looks like 7, but I mean, we may have gotten all 4 of those nicks, I think, but it's possible. Oh, wow, 0. Now, I'm not trusting that, but that's even if we lost 2 or 3, that's a pretty good ratio. Let's keep it going. Okay, we literally cleared the sky over these troops here. Now I can see why he is capping this, because he doesn't want us to harass his troops. I don't blame him. All right, here's some Nels. Let's see if he can hit us. Now this may be a stupid decision to swing through here and try to knock out some of his ships, but because we may lose 1 or more of these destroyers. One of the reasons I snuck destroyers in here is because I was hoping we could slink in without being detected, A, and B, because I was hoping when he bombs that we can get away without, you know, because we're more maneuverable. Ships, smaller, harder to hit. And it looks like no hits. Um, that's great. 32 torpedoes used in that attack. If he has more torpedoes, he can come back at me maybe in the PM. But hopefully we survive this. I'm gonna. So I had them come up here to hit whatever they could and then come back. I may just have them come up here and then leave. And because he knows we're coming, he may have parked his cargo ships, so we can't sink anything. By the way, I noticed we were able to damage a lot of his Betties. So maybe we can get some, what do you call it? Some ops losses there. And we hit 0 of those ands, or I didn't see any. Now I didn't pay, I also didn't notice how high he was flying. I didn't look at that, but. All right. Um, I've got a lot of fighters here flying long range cap, trying to keep him from picking up or dropping off troops. So because he has those topsies. Now look at this. We have some pretty good coordination here, but nothing hits. Or, well, maybe we're disrupting and fatiguing him. Now check this out. We'll probably lose some of these to flak as we come in. Yep. As we dive down into the teeth of his machine guns. Let's. Not ideal. We're hitting the airbase here. Oh wow, that's a really good raid. The airbase and runway hits, really high numbers, and then 8 supply hits, even with heavy cloud. That for the number of bombers, it's pretty good ratio there. A lot worse of a ratio for that raid. Let's see. Okay, so some late sweeps. I wish you could. I mean, there's so little. There's some things you can't control, and I think it's probably okay that you can't because I like that the local commanders can say, "Hey, let's go on this raid." You schedule the raid, and then the local commanders determine if they're going to go in the morning or afternoon. But what I was going to say is, if you could say, hey, you 2 or 3 squadrons, you sweep in the morning and you sweep in the afternoon, then you could schedule these sweeps to uh, pin them down in the morning, and then when they come back up in the afternoon, take them out, take some more of them out. Yeah, I wish you'd have waited till afternoon to do that. Well, it is what it is. He's gonna lose the attrition battle today. We're I just trying to keep his I don't know. Part of this a huge part of this game is psychological. So I'm just trying to wear out his willingness to put fighters up over some of these places. All right, so he brought in a ton. See, these are attacking. Okay, one of these attacked from straight on. That's not going to hit anything. But these ones that are approaching, I mean, good job, guys. But keep your fingers crossed. But anyway, it looked like he had 32 Nels all over again. So, well, 29. So it looks like we didn't damage that many the first raid, and then not very many the second raid. Well, that's that's eventually he's gonna get to the meat of things, and I don't know. So he has sweeps here, which is kind of interesting. I'm sorry, not sweeps, escorts. Because we're certainly not gonna have fighters. Now I say that, but one of the things he's probably trying to do is, if we have a carrier or something, he can escort his Betty's Nels into the attack. Now, one of the things is our destroyers are kind of close to his coastline here, which allows him to look out over. I don't know. But anyway, here he is pushing us back further. So only one of these things retreated? Yeah. All right. So this is very cool. It's just one more day before he can start moving. He's gonna have to attack us again. That's fine. These guys, unfortunately, I hate to say it, but they've been kind of cannon fodder. Um, he has 637 AV, which we have that much in Lanchow. We should be okay. It's the flanks that I'm worried about, that he'll come in here and come up. I'm wondering if he might come up this way and then down. But what he should do if he knew what we have is go this way, do his shock attack southwest across the river, then go northwest into Lanchow. Or I mean, he could just move down this way because this is all cut off at that point. Anyway, I don't know. I am unsure of what his plans are. But if he does, what's cool is well, if I remember, I'll talk about it when we're done with all this. Actually, I'll talk about it now, real quick. So if he comes this way, which I assume he will, and just knock out both of these guys, maybe even eliminate them. Okay, if he goes northwest, I'll see it and I can shuffle a core there. If he goes southwest, I'll notice and I can shuffle a core there. And if he goes west, well, that's where the uh, beef is, as it were. Um, if he goes northwest and then changes direction, these roads are fast, so I should be able to beat him still back to it. So anyway, I'm not going to stress about it right now because I have no idea his plan, and I'm kind of in reaction mode there in China for the time being, and I do have more reinforcements coming to hopefully shore some of that up. Um, in any case, and what I would love to do is get some kind of like small unit, maybe split a core into three parts, and get up in behind him as he comes across by Lanchow there. Get up in behind him. All right, some interesting assets, but the Mandalay thing is just moving aircraft. Okay, here we are, as we sometimes do here with the ops report. I'm gonna go ahead and let you look at this if this interests you. We may have hit some subs here as we saw during the playthrough, and just kind of flipping through quickly. Fukuoka expands their field to size 4. All right, that's not ours, of course. Um, So let's see, air transport stuff. Um, okay, replacements. These two are both at melee. Yeah, destroyer. So we got a destroyer and a cargo ship. Yeah, I'm shuffling some guys. I think this might even be a bomber unit, but I'm shuffling some air units. My bombers to Mandalay, the Wellingtons. I'm trying to push everything forward now that we've got Tungu. Okay, let's look at the damage here. All right, 2 to 14. So total of 8 to 21. Let's see how we did. We didn't shoot anything down by flak, but hopefully we got some ops losses there in the north of Japan. All right, let's take a look here. Now this is way short of what it should be. I'm gonna guess they're Tojos, right? So I'm gonna say 9 Tojos, 6 Nicks, 2 Nels. See that? Those are certainly ops losses from playing around up in the uh, what is it? Hokkaido. Anyway, and then some miscellaneous stuff. Topsy, another Topsy ops loss. All right, and here we are looking at ours. We did lose 2 Warhawks after all, but it was after the fact, and then 2 Hurricanes there in air to air, and then a few miscellaneous. 1 flak here, yeah, we saw that. All right, but now, like, how many pilots? Not bad, 3 out of all that. So hopefully he lost a lot more than 3 pilots. Now we can take a look at ship sunk. Okay, nothing new, and we certainly didn't sink anything with our subs this last turn because studs and missing. But it is what it is. But look at this, we're 1,000 points off, short. He right now it's not even considered a victory for either side. And here it is, April 43. So I think we can make some headway in the next year or so. All right, let's take a look at the map here. Okay, so as usual, nothing to talk about here at this moment. I promise I will be talking in the next few videos, maybe, you know, 2 videos from now, something like that. I'll talk through what this is gonna, some of this stuff, a high level view, probably more of a high level view than pinpoint. However, I will say, you know what, I will say right now that I've got guys setting up, what do you call it, trying to get, well, what's the word? T- uh, Planning for future objective. I couldn't think of that. So I've got some guys future objective in a we talk and Quadraline. The rest, and by the way, Roy Nomura as well. We have these 3 bases on our radar. Also Malloy Lap. But here's the thing. These don't seem that attractive right now, this minute, I mean, because we really I want to focus on eliminating truck as a base first. Basically, I don't want him to have anything in any of these bases from here south, and when I can do that, then I can do whatever. I can pull this off whenever. I could. What I'm getting at is I'm not saying I'm not going to do this before I eliminate truck as a base, but I'm just saying that I can just do this. I can do this. I can schedule this anytime when for sure this is taken out. And I am thinking about doing this sooner, though. This is going to take a long time, possibly, to expand to level 5 airfield, because that's what I want to get it to is level 5 to bring the heavy bombers in here and just start uh, really just wiping this off the map. Likewise, I may be targeting these 2 in a similar manner, but possibly one of these 2 I could probably do before this gets captured because I do like the idea of having Kafieng, for example, as a base to bomb from, or Manus. It's just this right here, pulling this off made me nervous as it is because I don't. If KB was here, for example, in 1 turn he'd be in strike distance of all this. Um, and likewise, the same thing is true here. either of these. So what I might do, because I think there's value to this, what I might do is pull off a three-pronged attack at one time: Wewak, Manus, and Kavieng, because then that'll but man, the problem is it's in the all in one area, and KB coming here, say, could hit any of the three. So it really doesn't make me feel good. So anyway, just let me just say this: the first things first. Carriers going back, replenish, get refueled, tidy up the decks, clean themselves, get their systems damaged and whatnot cleared up. Then we'll sail them back up into here and cover an invasion of these three bases, one, two, or all three at once. Anyway, that's the situation that we're talking about in the southwest, and there's really not much else to talk about here because of the um, I mean, other than I'm trying to take Medang with equivalent of a regiment of troops, and that's about it. Uh, I guess it was yesterday we took Cape Gloucester. I'm not sure how the British say that. Um, and we could probably easily take Gazmata, but anyway, um, I'm not really worried about some of these bases like this. Ka Kavieng seems like a strategic base to strike from, as well as Manus, and then Hollandia, of course, is a great base to have. With these three bases, and maybe throw in Wewak at Aitape, whatever. Um, with these bases, the bases back here are meaningless, more or less. I wouldn't mind taking Rabal, just remove his points that he has in it, 260 points. But I mean, that's not going to win me the war, just 260 points anyway. Um, but yeah. So moving on, the there is suggestions and thoughts to go and take some of these bases. I think what I'd like to do is secure Hollandia, Manus, Kavieng, I'm not too. Once I eliminate truck as a threat, I'm not too worried about carrier operations here. I don't think, and I'll have plenty of air to cover me in this area. Similarly here, then maybe I'll have my carriers help me in this area. We can divert some of my either Australians or Southwest Pacific um, troops to maybe getting Sarong, Ambon. uh, if we can get some of these bases and start bombing, like that's a long ways though. I don't know. Yeah, that's 23. Probably have to get Ambon, and so if we could get obviously as we get closer, like Kandari, that's pretty dangerous. But we could really like with this, we could keep him out of Surabaya, Balikpapan, things like that. So these are some things that I want to have on my radar by the end of the year, I think. Maybe on the way take some of these, but maybe just skip them. I mean, the thing is, I'm gonna need to bring over some recon aircraft. We do have air capacity 9, so that's gonna be very useful for us. Um, we still don't have unlimited aviation support, but we do have a pretty good amount. We can bring over 160 aircraft, including recon, and just start looking at these bases. Where are his aircraft based? And then, of course, because we have a high level of um, air capacity, sorry, yeah, air capacity, but I mean, meaning we can bring in over all sorts of heavies. We could just eliminate any of his bases that he's trying to use. Um, but In fact, I may do that sooner than later because I'm starting to find that bombing these bases is at some point kind of just a waste. So I might shuffle a bunch of bombers this way, as well as recon, like I said, and really just take a look at what we got here. Because I could use just 2 or 3 recons here just to keep an eye on what I want to attack and monitor, as well as Kaffieng and Rabal, things like that. But I could move several recons and just really start figuring out what he's got over here. So that is certainly on the table. I'm looking forward to those opportunities as well. Okay, and by the way, as soon as I start reconning over there, he's probably going to start having to shuffle some things around. It'll draw his attention there. So that's fine with me. Okay, it looks like, see, these troops here are running away this way and this way, which is fine. Last turn, I wasn't sure if it looked like he was just static here and not moving. I'm okay with these pips showing he's moving, so I'm going to assume he's not going to attack, and I will change how my bombers are behaving, I think. Keyword think. Now look at this. He he has fighters here, but I bet he's moved them already. But you know what? I'm going to hit this next anyway. Um, I'm gonna hit this next anyway. Even if he's moved his fighters, I need to beat up this airbase anyway. Um, I find it hard to believe he would put any fighters here because fighters here he can rail all over the place to get out of there. But fighters placed here are trapped if they get damaged. They can't rail out. But if they're damaged here, he can rail them out. So this is likely empty of fighters, but my recon reported it last turn. These are likely never gonna have fighters again. All right, but that's enough about this. Really, there's nothing more to talk about except for the fact that I'm gonna have to shift my strategy with I think with my medium bombers, I'm just gonna shift my strategy. We'll probably hit all our bombers will hit Chiang Mai, all our bombers will hit some of these other air bases, and what am I trying to say? And just kind of ignore these troops. As long as I see movement here, I'll assume he's not planning to attack our brigades. Okay, China. Briefly talked about this during the combat resolution, and it looks like we're in bad shape in a lot of places. Look at this. Um, this core is just trashed. I'm gonna split it up, and we have 0 supplies here. I have no idea why that is, because we've got all sorts of road networks. I mean, like if I move cursor here and hit 5, see, it should be able to get supplies down this road. But, I may have to evacuate Puchang. That's a shame. Because, see, these troops have 0 supplies. Wow. Huh. I really don't know what to do with that. Is it because I mean, yeah, I just don't know. How do I get supplies here? I mean, we have a supply shortage everywhere, so maybe it's just what it is. Um, supply shortage here. Well, what what I may have to do is just retreat to like the back to here. Maybe even I don't know. Anyway, I'll look at this because this is not ideal. Um, I mean, we got fuel here and resources, and we can use these factories that we got here, but I don't know. I don't know like how how these are calculated. I mean, I can't say like for sure this is exactly what I should expect to be here in the form of supplies. But we have supply shortages everywhere in this area. Anyway, um, that's I don't want to waste your time with all that. So he's in here and he hasn't attacked us yet, but it looks like he doesn't have much here anyway. So that's another thing. I have no idea his plan here. He's just sitting outside of Xi'an. But he doesn't have much here yet in this area. By the way, I don't believe this 460 troops. Well, I believe that that's well they've spotted, but there's got to be a lot more here. He kicked this guy around, but didn't push him out, and that takes another turn to. That's going to take another turn for him to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take advantage of that and try to move out of here. I don't know that we're going to get any. We're not going to. I don't think we get out of here before he catches up because he's got tanks and stuff. So what's going to happen, I think, is he's going to kick this guy out next turn. Then he'll move this way, and in 2 days he'll be here. So I think I'll be 3 days. I'll only have 3 days to get out of here, and I don't think that's quick enough. But we'll see. I'll keep it in this mode, and we'll see if we can hurry up and get out of here. Um, Other than that, we're just trying to rush up to Hummy. Uh, like I said, we're going to bring in more troops to. Um, I mean, like I said, we've got these guys on the flanks, and I have a whole corps here that is pretty strong and can shift either direction depending on where he goes once he gets into here. Um, and we do have more coming up the road here. Uh, a few cores coming this way. And as soon as they get up to here, I can just march up the road very quickly into position. Well, that's it for today. I'm one more thing I guess I should say. So his ship stopped moving as soon as he saw this. I'm gonna say don't return the same path. So as soon as we get up here, we'll just I presume head back like the back different way. Uh, so we'll be up here somewhere, and surely his bombers can reach, but maybe he won't spot us. It won't have the same level of spotting. We'll see. But we're not. It was it. I wouldn't say it was a waste even if we don't shoot sink anything, because for one, we damaged some of his aircraft. For two, we made him. We forced him back into ports to evade us. And so that delays him like at least 2 turns, maybe three, because he may really put it on pause just to make sure I'm not loitering here. What I may do is after I get to here, start heading over here, shoot back in, see if we can sink something, and then let it go back. I don't know. But for right now, I'm just going to let it play out. And if it gets all the way to ADAC, that's fine too. I'm not worried. I'm not gonna like put waypoints here because if it doesn't happen, if I neglect it, it's fine. I'm not gonna stress about it. But that reminds me, we've got our bombers have been resting for a while. We could go back at it, but maybe we'll wait until we get these undamaged. So, all right. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Hope you all have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you next time. We'll talk about April 11, um, and we'll see you then. Bye.